Hi, good evening, and welcome to the Oracle of Beltane Floralia. I know usually I do a video Friday nights with one of my fellow spiritual workers and friends. I decided to take a little break on those um, interview. I'll see, here's one of my compatriots right now, Saintly Tarot, who is on a live video. Um, I'm gonna go back to them probably in June because I have some like YouTube live videos with collaborations coming, and it's also my birthday next month, and I also have like a dozen other things to do. But tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to do the Oracle of Beltane slash Floralia. So, a little background info. Beltane is one of the four major Celtic fire festivals, which was celebrated on May 1st. And it was a holiday of fertility and the first day of summer, and associated a lot with the good neighbors, the fair folk, the fae. Um, the day before, in Germanic folklore, was considered Walpurgisnacht or Hexennacht, with the Night of the Witches. Um, and it was believed that the witches would fly to the Brachen, which is a mountain in southern Germany by the Black Forest, and gather there for their festivities, for their Sabbath or Sabbat. Um, so April 30th is considered Walpurgisnacht, which is tonight, and here in New York City it's very stormy and windy, today. So, speaking of Beltane, hi Colin, happy Beltane, my druid friend there. So, um, in the Mediterranean, the equivalent is the Floralia, and Floralia was the feast of Flora, the Roman goddess of flowers and springtime, and they would have a religious celebration and a athletic games, like a competition at the same time in Rome. And Floralia is associated a lot with the goddess Diana, and May 1st is like Floralia starts sometime the end of April and it's like about to May 3rd. So it happened around the same time as Beltane. So there's similarities between the two because basically in a lot of ancient cultures they recognize, yeah, spring has started, but now we're entering into like more towards um the late spring and into summer, which is next month, and so they mark this. Also, if you notice, for those of us that are more psychically sensitive, do you get the feeling around this time of year the same as you do around Samhain or Halloween, like that I hate to sound like stereotypical, like the veil between the spiritual realm has thinned, quote unquote. I mean, some people believe that it doesn't actually thin, but maybe our awareness towards it shifts more, or maybe it's just because the natural, the cycle of nature, where because Beltane is opposite Halloween. Like on if it's like if I drew like a cross and it's astrologically like Halloween, Samhain takes place in the sign of Scorpio and Beltane takes place in the sign of Taurus, which is its astrological opposite. So there's a lot going on. So this night, Walpurgis night, was like the party for the witches, and then the next night Beltane was like for the lovers. And for us Stregon, for us Italian, which is our Walpurgis not basically is December, sorry, June 23rd, the St. John's Eve, La Notte d'Estrella. Okay, so let's look at the cards. Let me see if I can flip. Um, okay, so I have this lovely image of Isis Osset here, the Egyptian Kemetic goddess, the mother goddess, the queen bee. All right. So, because May is the month of the divine feminine in a lot of cultures, it's special to Oshun, it's special to Diana, it's special to Maya, the mother of Hermes or Mercury, and of course, for Catholics, it's sacred or special to the Virgin Mary. So they have a celebration in May, the coronation of the Virgin as Queen of Heaven and Earth. where they put a crown of flowers around their head. Yeah, that kind of sounds like the Floralia continued, but I digress. Okay, so the cards, the deck that I have is the Gospel of Aradia, which is the Sabak, and they really do focus on the divine feminine. So the first card here we have Reconciliation, and as you see, there are two goddesses here: the Great Mother Demeter or Demeter, and her daughter Persephone, the the sacred daughter. So we have the mother and the daughter reunited. So um I don't know why this person is requesting to be in my live, but this is a one-man show, honey. Like, no disrespect, but I'm in the middle of doing a reading here, so reconciliation. So like if you haven't talked to someone in a long time, a significant other, a relative, a friend, perhaps it's because of the pandemic and the lockdowns, and now things are starting to ease up. um we may see people again that we haven't seen in a long time. So what happens with this card is it's all about compassion, it's all about forgiveness, it's all about the renewal of ties and bonds here. So that's something good if you've been looking forward to that. Well, here you go. The second card is La Luna, the moon. Okay, so that Scorpio full moon was intense. That one that just passed, it was intense. So, um, what is going to continue to happen is we're going to feel the effects of that moon until the 11th, until the new moon in Taurus, because the full moon happened pretty close to Beltane, and as I said, um that feeling of the veil between the worlds feels kind of thinner. It has high, and the full moon happening, it's like the double effect. And also, I kind of refer to this time as kind of like Mediterranean Halloween. So was in the north, the Celts are celebrating, that fertility and the fire and the fair folk. In the Mediterranean world, of course, we have the Floralia, but right after the Floralia, from about the 9th to the 13th, around that time, is the feast of the Lemuralia, which is the feast in Rome of the restless dead. So this is not like the elevated ancestors here. These are the dead that are not resting in peace, that are wandering around causing a ruckus. So the ancient Romans did all these rituals and sacrifices, especially like the father or the head of the household would act as the priest and do certain ceremonies and rituals to send the shades, the restless dead, back to the underworld, you know. And it was believed at this time that the Axis Mundi, the not the Axis, yeah, the gateway in Rome to the underworld was considered to be open, and the spirits of the dead could arrive again. Kind of like in Halloween, it's the same and concept. So, there is that. Also, May 8th is the feast of the apparition of Saint Michael the Archangel, who in medieval times was considered the guardian of souls, the wearer of souls, and the accompanier of souls. Kind of like what the god Mercury or Hermes was at that time. So this is the reading for Beltane Floralia. We have reconciliation. So, the reuniting of people. And then we have the moon, La Luna. So we're gonna be feeling that energy until the 11th that we felt from that Scorpio full moon, and we're gonna be feeling something new in the new moon in Taurus, which is the 11th. So like the roller coaster ride is not over. So we need to get with the program. We need to be on it. We need to be doing our spiritual work, our inner and our outer work, because all this energy is available to us. So we might as well use it, right? So that's what it's saying here. Like, we need to be aligned with the cycles of nature because, it is Beltane Floralia. The Lumeralia is there. The moon is there, so all of this is tying together. So I hope you all enjoyed this. Once again, we have this beautiful picture, Isis. I got this last year from a British artist, and you see she has the Ankh, she has the lotus, and she has that sacred geometry tree of life in the background. It's beautiful. I have this on my altar, but I put this out here for y'all to enjoy and bask in the radiance and beauty of the Divine Mother. So here we go. Once again, we have the reconciliation, the mother and the daughter. That's Demeter and Persephone, and then we have the moon. So I hope you all enjoyed this. If you would like a more personal, in-depth reading, please contact me. And I hope you all enjoy this Beltane Floralia weekend. And I will see you at the new moon.